But behind the fantasy, there are urgent practical realities. 600 volunteers pack Space Mountain as the Ministry of Transport look on. An evacuation rehearsal is underway.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are sorry for the delay. We're working on the prom and we will be back up as soon as possible. We'll let you know when we can start riding the train again.
You've got a train.
Fine.
Swap your parts.
Bonjour!
But the ride operators are caught up in the excitement of the attraction. They talk to the visitors rather than getting them out. There is a classic breakdown of communication.
7:30, the last evacuation time. Half an hour.
This is a vital stage in the gradual transfer of control from the Imagineers to the local Disney operators who must run the ride on a day-to-day basis.
Attention Space Mountain, mise en tension ici, tension au maintenant. Attention Space Mountain,
Vous pourrez tout faire d'une traite, ne vous inquiétez pas. Bonjour, ça va? Sorry? Yeah, we're missing one.
Here we go.
Franchement, si tu regardes comme ça, c'est génial.
We need to work on our evacuations a little bit, though.
For Doug LeBlanc, who has to formally hand over command in 2 weeks, the test has shown just how much there is still to do.
They talked to the guests for 5 minutes before they started releasing harnesses. Maybe he had some good jokes to tell, I don't know.
And I noticed that the other break zone took even longer.
Really?
Yeah. So, yeah, we're not doing badly for the first night. Second.
The process must be repeated until the ride safety can be signed off. But the tests have revealed an alarming piece of information.
Hello?
Back in Los Angeles, Tim Delaney gets an urgent call from Paris.
Okay, wait a moment.
Oh, my confidence is really boosted here.
Hello?
Hello? Oh, no. Hello?
Hello again.
Hello?
The government officials claim that the train is running faster than is safe or legally permissible. They won't let it open unless Delaney slows it down by 15 seconds.
15 seconds?
Yeah.
Once we start creeping up anywhere above 5 or 6 seconds, it becomes much more difficult to get the music in sync, you know, via editing and stuff like that. It'll just really.
For music producer Aaron Richard, the immediate problem will be resynchronizing the complex music track.
It seems to me that would have a significant show impact on the ride. Now we've got a real significant problem. Now we really have an issue that we have to battle on.
The orchestra recording session due later that night in Hollywood is cancelled, but at a cost. Time is running out. Cutting the speed could affect the capacity of the ride. But the greatest pressure on Delaney is creative. Slowing the ride will destroy the experience he wants to offer visitors. He can see 8 years' work evaporating in a cloud of bureaucratic compromise. It's time to confront the president of Imagineering, Marty Sklar.
Do you have a moment to talk about?
Mr.
Excuse me, interrupt. We got a bit of a problem on the ride. The ride's running a little too fast. And the implications of this is the music is going to be out of sync.
Well, this all sounds too familiar. The show always ends up the last thing we figure out how to do.
If we run 4 trains, then it's a situation where we don't get the capacity. If we run 5 trains, then there's a potential of trains potentially backing up inside the mountain. So we're off like 5 seconds, and everyone over in France is scrambling to actually tune this thing to find out where we take up the 5 seconds.
So it is a big issue because capacity is going to be key with what we know is going to be the popularity of this.
The whole issue of capacity, the thrill of the ride, working with the show, working with the music are all the implications of this.
Delaney's on the next flight to France. This is the first time he has seen the completed Space Mountain. Delaney was trained as a graphic designer. He's obsessed with the visual. He doesn't like what he sees. The cannon looks too clean. The mechanism feels fake. For him, the fantasy will only be truly effective if the cannon is a believable piece of machinery. For a moment, problems with the music are forgotten as Delaney gets to work with the team of scenic artists.
Coming through here, and right, it's a little bit dark in the crevices there, and then on the edges, we'll highlight those edges so it looks like it's been used, but actually we're taking really good care of it. All this area up here, I wouldn't touch this. I mean, I wouldn't do too much character finishing here. I wouldn't do any at all, as a matter of fact. But down up here, down up around in that area there, where the gun sight is, make it look as rich and as well taken care of as possible. Up to the top of the world. All right.
On the roof of Space Mountain, Delaney is happier.
So, Joe, hold on a second. Yeah. The lighting in the telescope.
Lighting designer Joe Falsetta has finished work on an extraordinary futuristic icon.
The lighting up through all the metalwork is just fantastic. I mean, this is like a beacon. It's like the mothership on top of
birthday cake.
Yeah, it is a birthday cake.
The theme was birthday cake.
Yeah.
At night, the full effect of his design can be appreciated.
Eve, tu es là, mon pote. Okay, are you on the roof?
Yes, I'm flagging the light now. 51 for 17. Is it any better?
Parfait.
The biggest challenge was trying to light a monster. It's a huge building, and it's such an unusual shape and unusual design. But to light it in such a way that it wasn't heavy-handed, to light it in such a way that the lighting was a living part of it, an integral part of it, that was the challenge.
Ready? You ready? Yeah.
Composer Steve Bramson flies in the next day with a basic synthesizer version of the score. This is his first time in Paris and his first ride. As expected, the music doesn't fit.
The rollout this time, it was fine to the dip, but we arrived at the first parking point, the music was still going. And then the time it took to move to the launch position was much longer.
It seemed longer, yeah. It was.
And that shouldn't be happening, I thought.
We'll have to talk with Greg and find out, because it seemed like there's that initial kind of connection, and then it pushed up. It was like a slight delay there.
We can have 2 seconds difference between hot and cold trains.
Fast and slow trains.
Yes, exactly. So that means 11 meters per second, that's 22 meters. So that means 1 complete train difference.
Three and a half seconds.